I want to talk about transferring schools because that was stressful and it was something I did, and when I did it, I felt lost and alone. So, if you want to transfer, you're no longer lost and alone. I'm here. It's gonna be okay. I was at my old school for 2 full years, which is a while, and in that time I was double majoring in psychology and communications. They're both subjects that I thoroughly enjoyed, but they are both subjects that the more I thought about my future in those fields, the less excited I got about it. And I think that's why it took me so long to realize I wanted to transfer, because I did really love the things I was studying. It just wasn't what I wanted my future to be like, and it took me a little while to realize that. So let's talk about why I transferred. Obviously, like what I said about my future. When you're in college, you probably shouldn't feel all that dread about your future, because you're building towards your future, so it should be an exciting thing, right? And now I'm excited, so I know I made the right choice. Also, I transferred because I kind of felt like I didn't fit in that town, in that campus. I think, I don't know if I said this in a video before, but I have said this to my friends before, that to me, the environment of that town felt like a ceiling where I couldn't grow, and I needed somewhere that was like a floor where I could have open space to flourish into who I'm going to be. Could I sound more pretentious? Probably not, but I'm sticking with it. It was hard to come to this decision. It was so hard to just decide that I wanted to transfer. For a really long time, it was just in my head, but I didn't bring it any further than that because transferring is a lot of work. And it is so much easier to just stick it out and stay wherever you are. I was looking at courses and programs at other schools that I was actually interested in for like a job in the future. But it felt like this dirty secret that I couldn't tell anyone because it was like impossible. I felt like it was impossible, but it wasn't. And I want to emphasize that. Transferring is not impossible. That was honestly one of the biggest hurdles that I had to get over. Just the very beginning, me deciding to transfer. I didn't want to stress myself out, moving a whole new city, making new friends. The thing is, this is my future. This is my life, right? I'm studying a certain subject to prepare myself for the rest of my adult life in the workforce. That's essentially what getting a degree is all about, right? But I didn't really think about that. I just kind of thought very surface level. I didn't want to be a bother to anyone else or myself. It was comfortable to stay at that old school. It all changed when I actually talked about all these feelings out loud. I talked to my roommate. I just was able to speak the things I had been thinking, and just in speaking them, it solidified those ideas, and it made me feel more confident in those ideas. I started to realize that transferring wasn't actually impossible. People do it all the time. Even after I talked to Caroline, I still was afraid that it was too late. So it was the second semester of my sophomore year when I had fully had in my head, this is not where I belong and I want to go somewhere else. Since it was January or February, I had already missed the December deadlines for getting into a new school the next fall, so I felt kind of stuck, and I felt kind of hopeless again. Luckily, the school that I actually wanted to go to kind of had an open rolling admission thing, so they didn't have December deadlines, and luckily I got in, and I was able to go to my new school in the fall. And some schools don't even take junior transfers. Luckily it all worked out, but if I could give any piece of advice to anyone who is thinking of transferring, be proactive. Don't do what I did and sit on these thoughts for like a year. Actually act on them, talk them out with a parent or a friend or a therapist. And I do want to reiterate that it is not too late ever to transfer. I ended up doing it and I thought I was stuck. Bottom line, I'm very happy I transferred. I'm very happy I listened to that little voice in my head that was saying that I was unhappy. Even though I tried very hard to convince myself everything was fine where I was. Sometimes you just gotta follow your gut, I guess. So that's pretty much the transfer process, but I do want to say a couple more things just about my transfer experience. Once I had applied and decided to transfer, summer was approaching, and I had already signed up and applied for a psychology study abroad program with my other roommate, Mackenzie. I was fully committed to transferring, fully committed to drop psychology as a major. Yet, summer came and I studied in London. It was really interesting. I went to Broadmoor. I took a tour of Broadmoor. I'm still thinking about that every day. It was the most amazing experience. And I really want to do a whole video just about Broadmoor. If you don't know what Broadmoor is a maximum security mental facility. It's a place for people who have committed crimes due to the fact that they have some sort of mental affliction. And we got to talk to a lot of the patients there, and we got to explore the facility, and it was beautiful, and it was so interesting, and I want to talk about it. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in even hearing about. But it was such a good experience, even though I'm not studying psychology anymore. One last thing I want to leave you with. I made a video a while ago, and in it I talked about how I was majoring in psychology and communications, and it sometimes felt like I was giving up on my dream to be an artist, or to write, or to do, you know, all the creative things that I do. I did say a lot of things in that I think are still relevant if you want to watch it, but the main thing of the video, I feel like I was kind of lying to myself. Not lying to myself, but just ignoring the part of me that thought I was making the wrong decision. I was ignoring the part that was like, wait, you love art and you want to do it. I did think that was the right choice for a little while, but I just realized that it wasn't. So I'm editing right now, and I realized that I didn't even tell you what I'm studying now. I'm studying motion media design, which is just another way to say I'm studying motion graphics. So that's very fun. That's all I wanted to add. Anyway, back to the past. Look, I did it! I filmed a whole other video. I'm really happy that I'm getting back into this. Even though I have a midterm tomorrow, I'm spending my time doing this. I still don't know how to end a video after many years. Still can't do it, so it's just gonna end now. Bye!